Hello everyone! It's time for another Hauptstück tutorial, focusing on one crucial lesson to be learned per chapter of Leküchner's Kunst und Zetterli Messer, and for this one we'll be looking at Durchgen. Literally it means going through, and pretty much that is what we will be doing with the Messer. But before I explain to you all how to do it mechanically, let's talk about why it is there. Durchgen is something that is quite unique to Messer, at least in this form. Leküchner even specifically mentions that it is something different than Durchgen with longsword. Because you have only one hand on the weapon, you have a lot of flexibility with the grip, and here you can use it to do pretty much the same thing as with Durchwechseln, but now with a cut rather than with a thrust. Instead of just showing the mechanics, I wanted to encapsulate this in a drill that I find quite useful. I've recently found that Durchgen is one of the things that specifically works well against people who treat the Messer like a saber. Within that distance-oriented game, this allows you to quite effectively get hits into the head, bind on the blade, or if someone steps back, clip the hand. To do that, I wrap this technique up in the step lunge game. In essence, you try and tag your partner, but you're only allowed one step and one further step or lunge forward to hit them. Mind you, nowhere in the rules it says it cannot be a passing step. Your partner is allowed to run back as far as they want, but as soon as you reach your maximum extension, they are allowed to try and tag you back with the same step and lunge forward that you had. This makes for a fun and exhausting game, so after a few rounds you're probably ready for a break, after which we can make it more exciting. You could skip the next step, but I like doing it to gently introduce the idea of doing this with weapons. It's basically the same game, but now with pool noodles. You can of course also try to parry now, but you need to be well structured when doing that, because you can't rely on the pool noodles to do it for you. So now we move on to the same game in full gear with Messers. You may find that this is quite a challenge, because this forces you to kind of play the saber game, but trust the process here. If you want to fence on your terms, first you need to be able to play the parry or post game somewhat well. Once you feel you got this, it is time to add indes actions to continue your initiative once you have got it. First you can practice the Durchgen as already explained previously. Do note that it is important to make sure your partner believes the first Oberhau could be a real attack. Practice that by playing this game. Your coach tries to score by parrying your attack without stepping back. You score by landing a hit. You may either try to land a direct Oberhau or a Durchgen. This way you will hopefully find that the Durchgen works best from a powerful cut from above, as Leküchner already hinted at. Once you have this, we go back to the step lunge game. Now, you don't get to do just one attack, but now you can do two. So it's 2 steps and 2 attacks. You can either try to hit a direct attack during your 2 steps, or you can decide to make 2 and attempt to land with Durchgen. I find that playing around with this translated quite well to what I was seeing in sparring with the Saber group, so I hope you enjoyed this lesson as well. Cheers!